Apparition and the Shadow Shaman, and both of these aren't exactly heroes with a great team fight or AoE control. Whereas the Pudge, again, mostly single target, but just the ability to reposition both allies and enemies really is the best in the game, I want to say. So definitely going to be an interesting game. Definitely feels like it's much easier for the side of the Titans to, I guess, execute. At the very least, they seem to be running, more popular meta heroes. This is really going to be a test of, I guess, on one hand, HOA's ability to really perform on this draft that they've chosen, but given these, I guess, less usual heroes, it's also going to be on the Titans to really adapt to this, whether or not they can, really go up against this, something that they might not see all that often. Looks to be starting off with a tri-lane down here. It is a core Pudge, by the way, I believe. Does have quite a lot of kill potential. That single target lockdown. You really can't get much better than a Shadow Shaman and an Ancient Apparition already skilling out that cold feet here. Now, very soon we might see someone actually getting a bit of a chill here. I really wonder if Titans are actually aware of this at all.
The battle begins.
Wanted to have a poke at that rune there. They're not going to get any of these runes down bottom. They are, of course, able to secure the two top because it is just a lone Morphling. Not very much a Morphling can do level 1. Interestingly enough, actually, we talked a bit about the nerfs to Morphling last night, but well, I actually should be paying more attention to the bottom. Okay.
Toast.
First blood going the way to Titans. Did not see that one coming. Apologies for that. But yeah, we do have this fairly bizarre setup in the lane. It's going to be this 2-on-3 lane. Although actually 3-on-3 now that they have brought the Scarif Mage down. And HOA, the ones who initiated this tri-lane, actually decided to bring their Shadow Shaman up top. Now Pudge, not exactly the traditional offlaner here. He has gone for that Flesh Heap, level 1 actually, so going to be rocking that extra region. It did get buffed a few patches ago, but also means he doesn't have any actual combat spells, so very hard for him to trade back effectively. Sure, he can regen that up. He does have 2 stout shields, so just trying to avoid as much damage as possible, but at least if he hits level 2, it's going to be a fairly passive lane for him. Just going to be farming here. As top lane, we do see the Axe doing Axe things here. Got 2 stout shields off his own bottom lane. Again, going on to the Pudge here. There's just really not that much he can do other than run on, and that's just not enough in this situation. Trying to trade back, might just get this kill onto Kyle. It's going to be close. He pops it out. Actually means it's going to take a couple more auto attacks. Kyle still gets it in the end. They're trading a lot of HP on himself, but with Kaneki popping back in, it's just going to be that 1-for-1 trade. As meanwhile, we did see the Shadow Shaman get taken out. And that's even in the 1-2 situation. So world here, Jack's having a great time in this lane, and I suspect it's only going to continue getting better. And the musical lanes will continue. Shadow Shaman back to the bottom lane, and Skyrath Mage back up top. And actually, Morphling, again, can be strongly armed to hold that full bottom lane. Morphling will actually just about dodge out the freeze, but will end up down in the end. Numbers paying off here for HOA. We're 3 minutes in and there's already 5 kills on the board. As well, more action back up lane. Okay, actually turn for the last hit there. Feeling very greedy here on VTech. He will have a Shadow Shaman TP back up. And Shadow Shaman really has been to hell and back. Really, the one clear winner of all of this lane swapping is this Axe here. It's actually top of net worth at the moment. Doing great in terms of CS. Hasn't really had to share the XP. And look at this, getting aggressive onto OH. And that's just the power of the Axe when he's able to do his thing, get behind, cut the creep waves. And I'm actually not sure that bringing in the support is necessarily the solution to this. You know, if they go for the wrong move, they're actually going to be the ones getting taken down here. I haven't really talked about the mid lane, but it looks to be a fairly, farm-oriented matchup. I don't think either of these guys can really kill each other.
Double damage!
Maybe once we get some rotations going, we might see some kills happening, but both these heroes pretty good at just farming there. Got their abilities to allow them to do so. But finally, they will get the cold feet properly. Look at this, he is not afraid of this at all. 1 versus 2. So that's even better, because I just get to spin on people and, well, I guess this gives Clyde some time to contemplate life, or whatever is remaining of it. Life is a fleeting thing. Probably will buy an extra word before he goes down there, and he does do so. Exactly that. Can they get revenge? Yes, they can. Just barely. Oof, one more right click would have taken out Owatch there. And I suppose HOA, with just securing that bounty rune, it is a better trade for them, but at the same time, you really don't mind this at all if you're the Axe. You're causing so much disruption.
It's mine.
I do have to say though, Kaneki here on the Pudge, actually able to keep up in farm. Again, nothing fancy coming out from him. He's really just sitting in the lane, making use of that fleshy regen. For now, does seem to be doing fine. First, we'll have to see how he scales into the mid game as okay, a solo kill there coming out. Not what I expected. As well, here we go back top lane. That combo, single target lockdown with the cold feet proc there. They should be able to take him down, and yes, they do. Now, this is a much bigger kill than the first one because he doesn't have that TP. So, the bullying from this Axe is definitely come to a bit of a close. And now that the whole thing has hit those levels, at level 7, once you hit that maxed out attribute shift, pretty hard to take him down. And already with Mask of Madness, will be able to sustain himself much better in this lane, even when on full agility. So, now that the safe lane pretty much has stabilized here for HOA, it's not going to get any worse. So I guess at this point where we look for these supports to maybe start getting active around the map. Oh, imagine here. Actually, you can sense they're up to something shifty. Hiding in the trees here. Although RG Titans, they have brought in the Skywrath Mage as well. Fairly strong when it comes to just setting up these kills bottom lane. They go for the Ember Spirit. The combo again with the single target with the cold feet, just able to lock people down in place. And well, actually, they've somehow managed to secure themselves a pretty good EXP in this thing. And here we go again. Is there a chance for the OD out? Actually, he will that just surviving there. And well, doesn't appear that our level 4 Ember Spirit can do too much to chase down Windrunner here. Well, maybe they can have a shot at OH. Definitely the much easier target to go for. We'll try to TP on out of here. Actually won't get out. The damage coming in from Ichikiro actually very significant there as well. But EXP-wise, definitely not looking great for the RG Titans. Especially down in the safe lane, already hitting level 6 on Kaneki, and we just saw how powerful that combo can be with the Dismemberance of the Cold Feet. It does appear like it's going to be the bread and butter of HOA.
Regeneration!
Oh, Clyde. Just looking to get an aggressive ward here, but it does mean that he gets into firing range of Sourap. And as the OD, stealing any int that you can does make the following lane much easier. Top lane again going for the axe here, but in comes that backup. Gotta be a bit careful about trying to engage this because there is a huge amount of heroes coming in. 4 heroes top. No lockdown actually to hold the axe in place just yet. Aren't gonna proc. Finally they get in range there. Gonna seal his fate with those shackles. Fair bit of damage out onto Abby as well, but not quite enough to take him down. I do have to say though, even with all these kills going down, fairly even game actually, certainly as far as the net worth chart goes. But definitely a very active game here, especially from HOA. Both the supports really looking to make the rounds. And we see that happen once again. This is 2 smokes in a row, but it does appear they have an easy target here. And again, this is just such a deadly, such a safe combo, easy to execute. They take that 1 kill, although they do lose their pudge in return. Did actually commit 3 remnants there from Hunter. Was definitely getting a bit close for comfort. And well, here we go. Wasn't actually sure they were going to commit for that, but Morphling pretty good at catching people out with that waveform.
Fortune's changed.
Top lane starting to become a bit of a dead lane for RG Titans. They had a great start on the axe, but ooh, this is big. Clyde tries to go for the suicide deny to the tower, actually gets punished for it. And yeah, immediately regretting his decision there. Definitely a bit unfortunate on that timing. And although our axe had a great start in that lane, when he was stuck to his own devices, at some point when they started bringing in the supports, he has been dying quite a few times, now with 4 deaths. And many of those actually going away of this Morphling, so ETAC having a great time here, actually. Not exactly what you'd expect from a Morphling who was sort of left solo for most of the laning phase, but he is great and from going to be taking pressure now, but he's a Morphling, maxed out with that morph strength. Pretty hard to take down as long as you're fast enough on those fingers, and quite clearly in this case he was. And just having the Morphling able to stand on his own, frees up these supports to do so many more things around the map. And when you've got a combo like this, your mid game is pretty high tempo. Hunter. That's the thing. Have to be very careful though. Those shackles coming out. Now with the Ice Blast on top, it's going to be taken very low, but hiding inside that Astral for now. Brought in the support, and this support hits pretty damn hard. RG Titans able to turn things around here. The well-timed rotation, but they do end up losing that tower to the Serpent Hordes. Not the worst of trades for HOA, but at the same time, give too many kills over to this Ember Spirit and definitely be a hero who snowballs. Alright, bit of a setup here, going for the Skywrath Mage, and well, I don't think there's any way he's getting out of here. No defense is really to stop the Windrunner from going on him, but they do bring in some support to try and go for him. Settle for the Pudge instead. He is fairly tanky, but with 3 heroes on him, maybe they can take him down. But perhaps with Hunter coming back in, he does have a couple of remnants to use. Instead, he's going to go for Abby, which does seem to mean that they won't get either of these kills. Going for the greedy play there, splitting their attention. Don't get either kill.
Radiant's top tower.
And all that attention mid does mean that Morphling is able to secure that top tower. So, HOA, in a very short span of time, securing 2 tier 1 towers here. They do have the supports to really set up for that mid-game aggression. And I would imagine that is going to be the game plan here for HOA. They do have, very nice pick-off potential, lots of single target lockdown, lots of single target damage. Also have some decent push as well, of course, with the Serpent Wards. So if they can get a kill, they can punish it pretty hard, and here we go. Going top lane, actually decide to cancel the TP there, just considering it a little too hard.
Dire's top
the kill.
is under attack.
Although actually, they are able to land the hook there, and this is almost certainly a dead axe. And a dominating streak there, although mid lane, they are losing 2 heroes. Actually, they dropped the Serpent Ward. They're unable to get anything, just feeding it all the way. The HOA, although the rotation top, was a good rotation in isolation, at the same time, it's sort of, with the bigger picture, maybe just getting a little too greedy with their resource distribution. 3 heroes top, still try to go for a play mid, and they end up getting burned for it. Now this whole time, actually, Hunter has been quietly farming away. It's actually top of net worth for his team. And he is going for the Spirit Vessel rush here. Interestingly enough, very similar to the build that we saw from a Conka last night. Spirit Vessel rush on Conka, so maybe we'll see more of that support utility style coming out from Hunter. Interested to see what his follow-up itemization is going to be. Right here we see HOA on the hunt again. This time they have brought in more members mid, but Titans look like they are ready to fight it, but already getting right onto this Hierarch Mage. Nice silence, so it makes it hard for them to engage, and actually look at the damage coming out. All that magic damage there onto the Pudge, so he does have a defensive hip zone diving under the tower now. They haven't actually found anything. When the aggression from HOA is really not finding its mark at the moment. They do finally find that kill onto the Jakiro there, but not before he put out a lot of damage. Just from that macro pyre. Very easy to take a lot more damage than you intend from that these days, especially after the change to the lingering damage.
Dire's structures are fortified.
This whole while, though, I mean, this is actually some pretty impressive farming speed. Is there a...
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Okay, no. Doesn't have enough money for the... actually, no, he does have enough money for full Lincolns. Alright. Hook and a miss here onto Hunter. And that does sort of telegraph the aggression. The rest of his team actually gonna make the rotation around. Gonna miss on the ice path there though. And it is a punch that they're going for. Fairly tanky here. But they do have all of their members collapsing here onto Kaneki. Actually missing with a lot of abilities here. Might just mean that he can walk out, or at the very least get out to his team, but they really are focusing him. They will take the fat man down. Let's see what else they can get out of here. Very aggressively going for the supports here, and now the spells, they will connect. Double dunk there for the triple kill.
Under attack.
And they didn't lose anyone in the process. Was a bit worried on the side there, because this Morphling super farm can get quite aggressive if he chooses to, and still get out safely. But why bother giving away your position? You know that you're really far ahead. You've got more than a 1k net worth lead here on the Ember Spirit, and again, just really impressive farming coming out here from E-Tech. Going for the more, I guess, traditional builds here on the Morphling. It's the traditional way of, how we saw Morphling being played, 1 or 2 years ago with the Lincoln Sphere into the E-Blade. Does mean that he's not so powerful, relatively speaking, in a direct fight at this point in the game, but we've been talking about how strong HOA are, with these pickoffs. And that is what they've been trying to do, setting things up with the Pudge, landing an AA Ice Blast on top of things. That's what they've been trying to do, but as we saw just there, it doesn't always work out. And the ROG Titans, they've got a fair few, defensive tools themselves. The Ember Spirit, generally very hard hero to lock down.
Rule of invisibility.
And likewise, DOD, if you're fast enough with the Astral, you can get yourself out of a lot of situations. Look at this though, Hunter with the Invis Rune, scouting things out. Actually gonna go for the Morphling here, but it's a Morphling, and he's morphing into strength, and he has got a lot of backup coming in. The hook, however, is missed, but a nice shackle shot there onto 2. They're gonna take out the Jakiro here, and actually going for the OD will get him as well. They have lost the AA, but well worth it for the OD kill there, as well as securing the bounty runes. RG, they didn't bring in the axe with them, and he really is sort of the man to lead the charge, the man to set things up with that dagger. Almost has the blade mail on top of that Vanguard as well. So definitely a force to be reckoned with at this stage in the game. So somewhat surprising that they didn't go with him. Another move here. Will the Ice Blast hit? The Ice Blast actually does not land. But I don't think this means that he can get out. Yep, he's dead anyway.
Oh, wait, no, it didn't.
And this is HOA able to do what they want to do. Move them around the map, get pick-off kills, and ideally translate those kills into tower pushes. While the whole time they just have their Morphling farming, he's going to be the one to carry it late game. But of course, the RG Titans, they've got something to say about this. They do have a nice aggressive ward spotting things out, and this time around, no chance there for our Morphling to morph. But actually, HOA, they want revenge. Going out for the axe here. He is fairly tanky, but with this many heroes focusing him, he will end up going down. So 1-for-1 trade here. Now, obviously, you definitely would rather not lose your Morphling. But if you're able to pick up more kills like this, you might just be able to even things out, or at the very least feel better about your Morphling going down there. Now, I don't think this fight is over in nice shackle shot, but they don't have their ultimates, so they don't really have the control or the damage out here. They do have the Serpent wards, so if they can take down the OD, be huge. Can they take out Holder as well? He's got the remnants, should be able to get out of here just fine, but I wish I could say the same for Kyle here. Nowhere near as mobile on that Jakiro. And from that one kill on Morphling Hoa. I think they can definitely call work on that one. Just the fast response there. Everyone TPing to that shrine, making sure that this Morphling sacrifice is not in vain. In this world with that blade mail, should be a very easy kill here. A hook from Kaneki gonna miss as well. And actually, he might be in a bit of trouble here. Although he's certainly playing like he doesn't care, but there are a lot of people around all of a sudden. And actually, they take him down without even having to commit the Skyref Mage ultimate there.
Middle tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified.
Easy for us to see from a mile away, but unfortunately, Kaneki, a little bit too tunnel vision, just wants to get those kills. And I don't blame him, really. Another kill onto the Morphling this time around, and I'm actually pretty sure that that was him getting aggressive. I just don't see any other way he would go down there with Lincoln Sphere. He wasn't low on mana, so it wasn't. Yeah, I'm actually quite confused. Hold that foot. Max going in again. Another quick kill onto Clyde. Back-to-back deaths here on the AA. And even after that disaster that happened, starting from that Morphling kill earlier, ROG Titans, I mean, they are not going down without a fight, and they are definitely more than happy to go blow to blow here with HOA. 24 minutes in, more than 40 kills on the board. This game is already a bloodbath. I have to say though, I'm kind of surprised at the lack of towers taken. There's actually only 5 towers down at the moment. All of them tier 1 towers.
Tower is under attack.
Now the Titans, of course, they want to change this, but they don't exactly have the fastest of pushes. They do have the Chikir, but it's only 2 points into that liquid fire, so not the fastest.
Structures are fortified.
Structural damage here, which does allow Hoa the opportunity to come in for the defense. The smoke is here, and actually, they've already caught one in the Ancient Apparition, but he fights back hard. And well, not exactly, the cleanest of fights here, but definitely not going to be the cleanest of retreats for the Titans. Very scrappy fight there. Kind of trying to run away while kind of trying to turn around and fight. Actually, we're not quite out of the woods yet. Oh, Sekiro, stolen skills. Gonna go in the wrong direction. Skyref Mage, actually a fairly fast hero, just with that base movement speed, so he's gonna get a walk on out of there.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
And Hoteri has gone back for the more standard, carry Ember Spirit items after this, but going for the Lincoln Sphere afterwards, I can kind of understand it against BKB here being caught by Abby. Trying to turn things around. Nice shackle shot there. He should be able to get this one kill, and actually with the Shadow Shaman coming in, they might be able to get some more. Abby, he's already used to BKB, he's low health, but he can still contribute to this team fight. Ooh, big hammer drop there. Although, well, not necessarily able to get out of here. Hunter, he's got to be careful. That route from the long range with that hate toss. Hunter trying to TP out of here. The hook will not come out. Really going for these scrappy fights, but actually the Pudge again just out of position. You can see him constantly, on the front lines trying to look for these fights, but sometimes just stays a little too far forward. Really, this whole game, we haven't seen any, straightforward, clean team fights coming out from either team. It's always 1 or 2 heroes skirmishing, and then, more people pile on in, and then some people die from this side, some people die from that side. Really haven't seen a single decisive team fight this game, and perhaps that's why it's so even. Just looking at the net worth graph, not a single significant net worth lead. Here we go again. going in onto the Shadow Shaman, trying to take him down, but not before he gets his wards off. And again, off on the side, Happy actually going for more kills off his own as the Morphling comes to clean things up. Again, super messy team fight there. Happy, he's already used BKB, so he's got to be really careful. Look at that damage coming out from the Skyraft Mage. Although, well, of course, the action really does never slow down. Again, going in with the Morphling now, Kaneki, you know what he wants. He's after those kills, but no kills to be found here.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
That's play to win, baby!
And again, you know, no towers taken. Inconclusive team fight. Well, looking at the net worth, you know, again, it still is quite clearly the Morphling in front, closely followed by the Windrunner, but a lot of that net worth is in that early BKB. Already having used a couple of charges, it's going to start wearing down pretty soon. In comparison, you have Syrup, for example, who's going for that Hex. Once that BKB wears down, the Hex is going to be even more powerful. Presumably, he's going to get a BKB of his own at some point as well, possibly the Lincoln Sphere, but definitely going to get a defensive item at some point, but that also means he's going to scale better into the late game, you know, compared to this Windrunner who has been fairly liberal with these BKB charges. A toss here, not going to connect into the hook. So RG Titans not going to get caught out there. But the Gag Squad will keep going on. Now heading up top. Skyraft Mage, they actually have vision on him, but they have vision the other way around as well. So this will be a pretty big kill if they can take him out. Surprisingly high on the net worth. I guess surprisingly high on the kill priority is the Skyraft Mage, so taking him down makes it really does limit the ROG Titans fighting potential. Well, the bottom lane, Abby, all alone here, gonna get spotted out. Not fast enough with the blink there, and well, that's the Hex reveal coming out. Not too sure if he can get out of here. He's certainly gonna try. Does have to blink in another couple of seconds. Actually gonna manage to blink, even snag the rune here, but there is another blink in just a couple of seconds.
Every coin helps.
Unable to keep up with that wind run speed, it seems, as Hunter gets that pick off. I believe it was just Clyde trying to pick up the bounty runes there. Just a bit of a misstep. Does get punished. Not the biggest of kills. And what's it going to be? It's going to be the BKB coming out here for Syrup. BKB for our axe as well. Once these items come online, I feel like the ROG Titans might actually be able to try their hand at a, full-on, straight-on team fight. Now, HOA doing a very good job of keeping vision around this top area of the map, actually. But, as we've seen, their rotations don't always work out. Sometimes they do, but never well enough to really get that clean engagement. Now they're going to go for Hunter again. You pop the link to surround him with those wards, but they really want to get just the damage coming out from the Skyraft Mage. Always able to trade back one, and they still haven't got Hunter yet. Slight Chains combo stolen from the Morphling, gonna miss there. It's an Ember Spirit. Very slippery hero. Happy though. Again, they're just constantly looking for these kills, but look at that. Look at that. Cool as a cucumber. I don't think they have any clue that he's around. Oh wow.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Winter now getting aggressive with a haste.
Dire's middle
There
tower
is
has
the ancient
fallen.
apparition, but he does have that Yule Scepter. Gotta watch out for that Skywrath Mage, though. Again, the damage coming out. These Atos is doing a whole lot of work, and now with the wraparound, we'll see who they can find. Obviously, they want to go for this Morphling, but they don't quite have vision off him. Little do they know that he doesn't have a TP, so he is stuck there.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
So a very back and forth game, kills all over, but really hard to say anyone's actually getting a solid bite into this game. Right, so what we were saying before about the Morphling going for that more traditional build is no longer true. Going for the BKB after the Eye of Scotty, definitely the more, I guess, fashionable item choice these days. It does allow you to fight, and well, look at this, the smoke onto the high ground, broken immediately by the Jakiro. He's caught in a bit of an awkward spot, hooked down here to the low ground, but the axe there with a counter initiation, not enough to save his Jakiro it seems, but they are able to take down the Windrunner. Just getting a bit too aggressive there on Abby. He will buy back, so does Jakiro. Obviously, losing your buyback on your mid-Windrunner is a much bigger deal than Jakiro, so I suppose from that alone we can say it's in favor of the Titans. They did expend the BKB on their axe as well. 10-second BKB, but in comparison, you're down to the 7-second BKB here for Abby. Oh, Invis Rune. No, Shadow Blade actually, but unable to get that kill due to the Yule Scepter. Now Abby going for the revenge. You do not bully my supports like that, he says, and he takes down Skywrath Mage there for quite a long time. Now, without the Skywrath Mage, he does represent a huge amount of their damage in these team fights. Actually, they're going to try and go in here, but no BKB on the axe just yet. Still will not get punished for it until the Shackle Shot. Actually, no, the Shackle Shot does not land. Now BKB comes off cooldown. And he's going to run in. He's just going for the support on the side, but this Morphling, he's in this team fight as well with his freshly picked up BKB. Morphs into the Windrunner, but can't quite find the connection due to the Invis Rune pickup. So much invisibility in this game. Finally, they will be able to clean up this team fight with a nice Ice Blast landing. Both cores still alive here for the ROG Titans, including one with an Invis Rune. I feel like Hunter does suspect that there is a sentry route, so not going to rely on that Invis. Not going to get hooked there. Just barely. Definitely itching for a bit of a steal there, scouting things out. Forces the BKB again, actually, very early. Is a short duration BKB. It is going to expire. Hunter, will he go for the steal? No, he will not. In fact, he might just get punished. Ooh, just barely gets out of there. Can't connect with the Dismember, but certainly was very, very close there for our Ember Spirit. Now, Aegis on this Windrunner does somewhat make up for this 5-second BKB, but still have to be a bit careful about that positioning. One false move just like this, and you might get taken out by a position 4. I mean, I guess we can check it out. 5, 5, and 12 on the Skywrath Mage. So much pick-off potential, so many, single kills, punishing any misstep that HOA make. Although I suppose you can say the same about HOA themselves. They've got a lot of great heroes when it comes to punishing bad movement and looking to punish again. Now, of course, at this point, they do know that there is Lincoln Sphere, but just it's hard to cast that many spells in such short a duration. Definitely reaching that point where, you know, with all these items, I mean, even Lincoln Sphere isn't necessarily going to be enough to keep you alive in these team fights, so you really do have to tread quite
Dyer's
carefully.
bottom tower is under attack.
Now, 37 minutes into this game, there hasn't been any net worth lead over 2,000, barely over 2,000 here, really. It's this is one of the closest games I believe that we'll ever see. Very hard to say as well which team scales better into the late game.
Dyer's top tower is under attack.
Oh, we were just talking about punishing missteps. Gonna go for the Ancient Apparition here. He was counting on that Yule Scepter to get him out of dodge, but will die before because of the axe punishment. Again, right back the other way we go. 1-for-1 trade so far, but evening things up with this axe makes it a 2-for-1. And actually, without their axe, I don't think there's any way the Titans want to hang around here.
Sting you for that.
Maybe this is the opening that the Titans needed. Ooh, the Lincoln Sphere, we were just talking about this. You can't rely on the Lincoln Sphere to protect you. Hunter gets taken down, and well, what was a bad situation has suddenly turned into, I guess, the most significant situation that we've seen this entire game. They do have the buyback, but they'd really rather not use it. Not sure they have a choice in the matter, however. The power push is just so fast coming out here. Oh, Link Hex goes immediately deleting the Windrunner from the equation. And, well, now you're left with a Pudge, and I suppose he's tanky, he's got the BKB, we'll be able to get out of there, but losing your Windrunner just like that, and they know he doesn't have the buyback, remember, because he expended it in that fight earlier. Link Hex, pretty good combo. Pretty good combo.
Haste!
Well, not too sure they want to fight without their Windrunner. He's a huge amount off their damage. Well, they're going to go for the hooks here onto the Skywrath Mage. He should be able to take them out. Okay, the Ice Blast does connect. They are able to take them down. Who do they lose in the process, though? This Pudge, he's kind of tanky. Okay, he will get saved there by a nice stolen Astral. Does this mean he can get out? He's got BKB actually going in with the Morphling, nearly taking out that Jakiro there, and then now turning things on with that BKB, with that stolen OD for him, and HOA able to clean things up even without their mid laner. Just the tankiness of Kaneki in the front lines.
Under attack.
Doesn't look like they'll be able to chase on forward though. RG Titans not losing too much there. Fundamentally, both their cores are still alive. Hunter at this point really cannot afford to die, remember. He does not have buyback. And it was seen before that Lincoln Sphere is not enough to keep him alive. Now he does have a lot of, I guess, escape potential with this Aghanim Scepter pickup, so yeah, definitely it's possible to really toy around with HOA, but one false move could just cost you the game, quite literally.
Dyer's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Salrab gonna get stunned up here by that Chapel Strike. He does have the BKB as well as the Hex, but no chance to use it. The roll damage coming out from this Windrunner with that Daedalus. And without the OD, this is a great opportunity for HOA to look to get a proper advantage here. But again, the Pudge leading the way. They've actually decided that he's not the target they want to go for, as well, they do lose their Ember Spirit. And actually, again, the tankiness from this Pudge, he's just able to sit in front lines, take all this punishment. Now going in with Smurfing, taunts up the axe to put back on the OD, but really, what can he do in this situation? He gets hooked out, uses the hammer, but really, there is no bite afterwards. And it's starting to all fall apart here. All of a sudden, HOA with a commanding lead. All starting to whip these pickoffs onto the cores. And they're just going to get cleaned up here.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
2 versus 5 at the moment. No buybacks left.
Radiant's top
And actually, HOA, they are not slowing down BKB. They're going to avoid most of the damage. And just the full damage coming out here from the winner and the Morphling. Just too much for even this axe to handle.
top barracks are under attack. Radiant's top barracks has fallen.
Now in this Pudge, we were kind of questioning it earlier, but just by having this huge force in the front lines, able to sit and tank everything, it seems.
Bottom barracks are under attack.
It is working out, and there you go. It was the most even game for the longest time, but a couple mistakes coming out